He tells everyone he's slammed, buried, indispensable. But here's the thing about the man in that chair. The office isn't where he's needed most. It's just the only room left where someone still needs him for anything at all. He's not working late. He's avoiding 4 people under his own roof. People who learned, a long time ago, to set the table without him. Watch him for a second. 7:38 on a Wednesday. The floor went dark 20 minutes ago, and every few minutes he lifts an arm, slow, mechanical, to wake the motion sensor back up. Keeping his little island of light alive over a status report he finished at 5. You know that feeling, when you stay somewhere not because you want to be there, but because leaving means going somewhere worse? When busy stops being a schedule and starts being a hiding place? That's the shadow sitting in this office with him. Not ambition, not work ethic. Avoidance, wearing a lanyard. Because the truth is colder than the air conditioning. He has a wife, 2 kids, a house with his name on the mortgage, and somewhere in the last 4 years, he made a quiet decision he's never said out loud. That the building that uses his body is easier to walk into than the home that no longer seems to need it. He's not hiding from work, he's hiding in it. And nobody's coming to find him because nobody knows he's lost. Here's the lie he tells himself, word for word. I'm doing this for them. Somebody has to keep this ship afloat. It sounds noble. It sounds like sacrifice. And it would almost hold up, if the work were real. But watch his hands. He just typed a full sentence into a report that was done 2 hours ago. Then he highlighted it and deleted it. Just to hear the keyboard. Just to feel like a man producing something. The blinking cursor sits there, patient, like it knows. The cursor always knows. Bottom line, he didn't stay late to finish the work. He finished the work at 5. He stayed anyway. Which means the work was never the point. So what is he actually doing in here? He's running the math. The same cost-benefit audit he runs every night because his whole brain is built like a project plan and he can't switch it off. An hour at this desk, that's a clean deliverable, measurable, something with a checkbox. An hour at that dinner table, that's 8 miles away and it offers him nothing but a question he can't put a number on. The question being, would anyone there even notice if he just stopped trying? And see, that's the trap. At this desk, his worth is still legible. It shows up in Slack DMs and Q4 projections and the little green dot that says active. The office still has a use for his body, even as his back stiffens and his eyes dry out under these flickering lights. The house, somewhere across town, has stopped sending those signals. No DMs, no urgent pings. Just a kitchen that figured out how to run without him. So he picks the room that needs him, every single night. He calls it dedication. It is not dedication. It is a man who would rather be useful to strangers than be optional to the people he loves. He's already texted Lisa. Stuck on a deadline, eat without me. 3rd time this week. And it isn't a deadline. It's a man who discovered the mortgage feels lighter to carry than a quiet table where nobody asks him to fix anything. Where being fixed is the one thing he can't engineer. Not gonna lie, that's not a work ethic in that chair. That's a man hiding from his own front door. So let's open him up. Let's run the autopsy while he's still breathing because this is the part he'd never let you see. Here's the cruelty he authored himself. And make no mistake, he built this brick by brick, sprint by sprint. He chose a building that needs his output over a family that might want his presence. And he chose it for one reason. Output is something he can control. Presence is not. Think about that math for a second. Output he can manage. He can ship it, measure it, defend it in a meeting. But presence asks him to do the one thing he has no protocol for. To be wanted. Not useful, wanted. And being wanted can't be put on a status report. There's no checkbox for whether your daughter actually missed you. There's no green dot that lights up when your wife saves you a seat. So he ran from the metric he couldn't game, quietly, professionally, with a really convincing out-of-office reply. And the body plays along. His back stiffens under these lights, his shoulders curl toward the screen, and the desk hands him a gift. It lets him pretend the stiffness is the price of dedication. The honorable ache of a man who gives too much, when the truth is uglier and far more boring. He's just getting older, in a chair, for no reason anyone will ever thank him for. Now here's where you should start to squirm, because you do this too. You do it with the inbox you have to clear before bed, the one that conveniently keeps you out of the bedroom where someone's waiting to talk. You do it with the dishes you suddenly need to do during the hard conversation, the errand that can't wait, the phone that needs checking right at the moment someone reaches for you. Notice the trick. Busy is just the polite word for hiding. It's the one excuse nobody questions because the whole world agreed to pretend that a full calendar is the same thing as a full life. He didn't invent that lie. He just weaponized it against the people closest to him and called it providing. Here's the part that should land like a fist. He would rather be the martyr of a deadline that doesn't exist than the man who walks into his own kitchen and finds out he's optional. That's the whole machine. That's the sick engine under the hood. He's not afraid of the work being too much. He's afraid of going home and discovering that the table already balanced itself without him in the equation, that they redistributed his load, the way any good team does when someone goes dark. And that fear is so total, he'd rather never test it. He'd rather stay a question than risk becoming an answer he can't live with. So now we get to the part where nothing happens. Loudly, it's almost 9. He's reopened the text thread with Lisa, and there it is. The same lie, stacked 3 high like a poorly managed backlog. Stuck on a deadline, eat without me. Monday, Tuesday, tonight. And his thumb hovers, and he starts to type something new. Actually, I'm coming home. 6 words, and he stares at them like they're a server error he doesn't know how to fix. This is the crossroads, 2 paths. And being who he is, he does what he always does. He runs the cost-benefit. One last audit before bed. Path 1, the action. If he hits send on those 6 words, if he stands up, pulls on his coat, and walks into that kitchen at 8 with no excuse and no deliverable, just himself, then here's the upside. The phantom gain. He reclaims the part of him that still exists when nothing's being managed. He gets to find out, finally, whether that table wants him or just tolerates the empty chair out of habit. He buys back a shot at being a person again instead of a function. But run the cost, because the cost is brutal. If he walks in early, then he has to sit in that quiet with no status report to hide behind. No agenda, no problem to solve. Just 4 people and the silence he engineered staring back at him. And worse, far worse, he risks learning that the distance at home is one he built himself. Sprint by sprint, late night by late night. He risks the math coming back ugly, that walking in early just once won't undo 4 years of walking in late, that you can't patch 4 years of absence with a single Tuesday. That's the price tag on door 1, surgery, no anesthesia. So his thumb drifts to the other path, path 2, the inaction. If he deletes those 6 words, sits back down, lifts his arm to wake the light and types nothing into a finished report until 9, then look at the immediate relief, the oxygen, a place that still has a use for him. No quiet table, no unbearable question. The desk asks nothing of him except that he stay, and staying is the one thing he's gotten very, very good at. But here's the sunk cost talking. Here's the part the audit always skips. If he chooses the chair again, then the lie gets sent a fourth time this week, and his family quietly recalibrates around the gap, the way any team routes around a server that keeps going down, until coming home early stops feeling like a gift and starts feeling like an interruption. And here's the line item that should stop his heart if he were honest enough to read it. The building he's choosing will replace him in a week. A week. They'll repost the role before his chair gets cold. But the table he keeps avoiding, that one can't be reapplied for once it stops setting his place. There's no rec to fill, no interview. When that seat closes, it closes. That's the real ROI he never runs. He's pouring everything into the asset that depreciates to zero the second he's gone, and starving the one thing that was supposed to outlive him, and he knows it. That's the unbearable part. He sits there, 6 words typed, thumb hovering, fully aware of the math, and he still can't move. The motion sensor light times out, and this time, he doesn't lift his arm. He just sits there, in the full dark, the unsent text glowing in his hand like the last lit window in the building. And for half a second, the dark feels more honest than the light he keeps faking. Then he stands, coat half on, and he sits back down. 5 more minutes. 5 minutes he doesn't need, watching the parking lot empty out headlight by headlight until his is the last car under the lot lamps. He does not move toward the elevator. He does not move toward the chair. He just stands in the dark, weighing a kitchen against a desk, a depreciating asset against the one that's quietly closing the books on him. The door is unlocked. Dinner's getting cold either way. So here's the only question left on the report tonight. Which one are you walking into?